Gruul Cluestone, the Great Henge. I love this card. This was from Throne of Eldraine. It costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. It taps to add 2 mana, and you gain 2 life, and then whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on it and draw a card. Super powerful, easy to get out for the 2 green mana. And then, of course, I have the Growing Rights of Itomalak. So, and it flips and turns into Gaia's Cradle. So to flip it though, you have to, at the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more creatures, you get to transform it. So this works really well with Gishath because it wants to help you get all those creatures out as fast as possible. So that takes us all the way up to half the deck right there. It's mana and mana fixing. Look guys, I know that's way more mana than I need, but I hate waiting to play a game because I don't have the mana on the table. Okay guys, so I only have 3 artifacts in the whole deck. So card number 51 is going to be Vanquisher's Banner. Again, it's going to make all my dinosaurs bigger, and then every time I cast a dinosaur, I get to draw a card. So card advantage is going to be super helpful in this deck. I included Mage Slayer just because dinosaurs have big butts, and it seemed appropriate. And then the Firewild Border Post. Again, this is some mana fixing. Probably should have been in the mana rocks there, but I don't know. I like that card. It's not the best card, I get it, but I liked that run from Shards of Alara and wanted to include it. And then I have 2 enchantments for the whole deck. Path of Discovery. Again, we're going to make those dinosaurs bigger, if possible. And Colossal Majesty. That way, if I cast a creature 4 or greater, I'm drawing a card. Again, it has the big stompy foot, so I felt like it was dinosaur related. And again, super helpful to make those dinosaurs even bigger, even meaner than necessary. I know you guys want to see the dinos. That's what everybody wants to see. So let's take a look at the dinos. I have 33 dinos coming at you guys. I'm not going to put them in any discerning order, so let's just look at all this dino goodiness. So we've got the Raging Sawtooth. 3 in Gruul for a 5/5 with Trample. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each other creature. And that's going to be important because most of my dinosaurs have one thing in common, and you're going to see it, and it's going to be very apparent very soon. Galta, the Primal Hunger. A lot of people use this as their commander, but I just like him as one of the 99 as a big stompy thing to come in out of nowhere. It's 10 and 2 green, so 12 total for a 12/12, but he costs X less to cast, where X is the total power of creatures I control. And he has Trample. So he's just a big, stompy, dumb green dinosaur, and I love him. Another popular commander choice is Zakama, the Primal Calamity. 9/9 for 9, and that's 6 in Naya. Has Vigilance, Reach, and Trample. And basically, when you cast him, you get to untap all that mana you used to cast him, and then do more stuff. So you can pay 3, 2 and a red to deal 3 damage to target creature, 3, 2 and a green to destroy target artifact or enchantment, and then 3, 2 and a white to gain 3 life. Now you can do one of those 3 times because it doesn't tap, or you can do all 3 once. The turn you play him can be super devastating and very situationally great. All right, Territorial Allosaurus. I like the fact that when he comes in, I can have him fight another target creature. Now, if it's that late in the game where I'm paying 7 mana, hopefully it's going to do some great deal of damage, but hopefully by then my ramp has really kicked in and I'm doing well. Rampaging Brontodon. So it's 5 green, so 7 mana for 7/7. Trample, whenever it attacks, you get 1/1 until end of turn for each land I control. So he gets super big thanks to all my mana ramping. We've got the Silver-clad Ferocidons. And this is why that dealing 1 damage from Sawtooth that we talked about earlier comes into play, because they have the Enrage trigger. Now they're a 8/5 for 7. That's 5 red. But whenever they're dealt damage, each opponent sacrifices a permanent. So that really becomes beneficial later. Sun-Crowned Hunters. 6/4 and a red for a 5/4 dinosaur creature with Enrage. Whenever it is dealt damage, it deals 3 damage to target opponent. Kinjali Sunwing, flying for 2/3 for 3. It's 2 and a white. And creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. So a nice little lockdown on their board. Aspect Althasor. It's a 10/10 for 8. I like the upside. And it also has that Enrage trigger. So whenever it's dealt damage, it fights up to 1 creature I don't control. And when it enters the battlefield, it fights as well. So very situationally good. Gorging Ceratops. It's a 3/3 for 7. So the mana cost is not great, but it has double strike. And whenever it attacks, all other creatures I control gain double strike. So that's why that one's in there. We've got the Trapjaw Tyrant. 5/5 for 5 on par. I like it. It's got the Enrage trigger. And it lets me exile an opponent's creature until it leaves the battlefield. A Shifting Ceratops. Can't be countered. Protection from blue. And it gains your choice of reach, trample, or haste until the end of turn for 1 green mana. And that's a 5/4 for 4. So again, on par with the mana curve. Carnage Tyrant. We all remember this from the standard of that season. That's a 7/6 for 6. Carnage Tyrant can't be countered, and he's trample and hexproof. So he's just a big, mean dinosaur. Everybody loves Atali the Primal Storm, right? Whenever he attacks, exile the top card of each player's library. Then I can cast any number of non-land cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. So it lets me steal your stuff, and I don't know if you guys can see the gorgeous foiling on that. Another Enrage trigger hits. Siegehorn Ceratops Selesnya for a 2/2 with Enrage. Whenever it is dealt damage, put 2 1/1 counters on it. So it gets very big and very fast. We love those Enrage counters. How about some Needletooth Raptors? 2/2 for 4, but whenever it's dealt damage, it deals 5 damage to target creature an opponent controls. Frilled Death Spitter, 3/2 for 3 with the Enrage trigger, deals 2 damage to target opponent. Gotta have a Dinosaur Lord, Thundering Spineback, 5/5 for 7, but it has the anthem of +1/+1 for all other dinosaurs, and it lets me create some little green dinosaurs. Then we have the Snapping Sailback, again with the Enrage trigger. Lets me put a 1/1 counter on it whenever it's dealt damage. It's a 4/4 for 5, but it has flash, so I can hop in and block something little, take that damage, and then it's a 5/5 for 5, and right on that mana curve. The Regisaur Alpha gives all my other dinosaurs haste, and when it enters the battlefield, it lets me create another little 3/3 green dinosaur. Marauding Raptor. Creature spells I cast cost 1 less, and whenever a creature enters the battlefield under my control, it deals 2 damage to it. If it's a dinosaur, it gets +2/+0 till the end of turn. Huatley's Raptor. I like this because of the Proliferate trigger, and it lets me uptick all those dinosaurs. So again, it's a 2/3 for 2. So on the mana curve. Verdant Sun's Avatar. Every time a dinosaur enters the battlefield, I'll gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Zapalta, the Primal Dawn. Flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, and indestructible. A 4/8 for 8. Come on, this guy is a beast. Runic Allosaur. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of a creature or land that isn't a mana ability, it's gorgeous. It's a 6/6 for 6, so it's on mana curve at least, but when it enters, it deals 3 damage to target opponent and 3 damage to up to 1 other target creature. Which is, again, that will work great with the enrage triggers. Awakening Sun's Avatar. When it enters the battlefield, cast it from your hand, destroy all non-dinosaur creatures. And that's 7/7 for 8, but that one-sided wrath will really win you a game. Bellowing Aegisaur. Whenever it's dealt damage, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control. 3/5 for 6 seems out of whack, but that enrage trigger is insane. And finally, just for redundancy's sake, we've got the Quartzwork Crasher. This was my limited promo that I won. It's a 6/6 for 5, and whenever one or more creatures you control with trample deal combat damage to a player, create an XX green dinosaur beast creature token with trample, where X is the amount of damage those creatures dealt to player. So another way to get some big beefy dinosaurs out there and attacking. So those are the creatures, and you can see all the enrage triggers, right? These will prompt those triggers, and these are my backup plan to the main plan of the enrage triggers. So with that in mind, I've only got 4 instances. The first one being Turn of the Wild Speaker, just for situational one-offs. We've got Pounce to let me target and fight, a nice kill spell. Shake the Foundation. So Shake the Foundation deals 1 damage to each creature without flying, and I get to draw a card. So it's going to trigger all those beautiful enrage triggers and draw me a card for 3 mana. And then a classic Sandstorm deals 1 damage to each attacking creature. So even on my attack, I can trigger this and hit those enrage triggers and decimate their board before they even have a chance to stop me. And then finally, I've got 5 sorceries, and I think you guys are seeing the theme here. It's all about hitting those enrage triggers and really getting the value out of it. So we've got Savage Stomp, yet again. Costs 2 less to cast. I get to put a 1/1 counter on a target creature I control and then fight another creature. So essentially, it can cost me 1 green mana to kill one of their creatures. Tremor, 1 red. Tremor deals 1 damage to each creature without flying. Again, it's going to trigger all those enrage triggers, hopefully. bringing some great value. I love putting counters on things, so of course I included strength of the pack, right? You got your Raptors. Put 2 1/1 counters on each creature you control. Get out of town. And then again, we have Earthquake, X and 1. So I usually just cast this for 1. That way, again, I can trigger those enrage triggers and get all the value out of it without decimating my own board. And then finally, the final card in the 99, Finale of Devastation. Search your library and or graveyard for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less and put it into the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. If X is 10 or more, creatures you control get +X and gain haste until the end of turn. So just a nice win con for the dinos. Get out your best enrage trigger or your biggest, beefiest bastard and go to town. And that's it. That's the dino deck in a nutshell. You've got 100 cards, chock full of dinos, more land than I probably need, so we'll see what we can add. If you guys have some good suggestions, I like to stay on the dino theme if possible, but if you guys have got some great suggestions, let me know, and I'll retool it and see how it works. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment so I know that you're enjoying the content. And until next time, we'll see you guys.